Good evening, fans of BjjFighterGaming. This is Captain Dana Taylor, the man in charge of BjjFighterGaming. And I want to give you a tour of our command center while we're in the middle of a flight from Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam to Sydney, Australia. We want to give you a little tour there. Basically, the concept is for the command center, we got 3 monitors set up, and then we have our quadrants that we use to control our flight simulation aircraft, and then we have our communications center. So what I'll do is take you through how we use all of our monitors and the quadrants and so forth. We got 3 monitors. They run about 6 to 7 applications at the same time in order to conduct our flight simulation. So the first monitor monitors the physical flight itself, where we are on the globe. Starting on this here is where we are currently doing now. We have departed from Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, and going all the way to Sydney, Australia. It's a simulation charter flight, and the call sign is Delta Charter 1009. That's our information right there. The information there shows the international code, aviation organization code, the VVTS and the YSSY. VVTS is Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City. Well, that's the airport in Vietnam, in Ho Chi Minh City. The airport for Sydney, Australia, the code for it. Shows our departing information, the route, the aircraft, and the name of the pilot. This here program is called SimAware, and this here map depicts several things. It shows, and I'll go through each of them here. It shows, you can show the actual terrain features with a satellite view. You can go back to the default view. You can put in the city, the labels for the cities and the countries. You can put in weather, the current weather, and this here weather is the current live weather throughout the globe. You can show air traffic control boundaries and any live air traffic control entities that are available at this time. For instance, right now there's not much, only live air traffic control right now is over the Philippines, which is Manila control, and they have an air traffic control tower and ATIS out of Ninoy Aquino International Airport near Manila. Here we got a Taipei approach, and then if I zoom out, it shows the other live air traffic control that's active, and you can see the boundaries that are live there, and I'll make them go on and off. Expand out a little more, go to America, and we see what active air traffic control centers are, what air traffic control entities are active in the United States, and I'll turn those on and off. Oops. All right, so we'll go back to where tracking my flight right now. All right, so that's the first box is SimAware, simaware.com. And that's it right there, SimAware. The third box is a communications box, which is an application called vPilot. vPilot, V as in Victor. If there's any live air traffic control, what I would do is set the frequency for that air traffic control organization and contact them through that frequency in the simulation cockpit. Then we go down to our third box here, and that's our smart cars, which is a simulation of A cars, which is used by actual airlines. So this is VPilot is for external communications. ACARS is for internal communications. External meaning with the aircraft, with other air traffic control and other aircraft in the area within range. Then ACARS is for communications within the Delta virtual airline itself, amongst its simulation pilots and the Delta virtual organization itself. Monitor 2 is the monitor where we actually control the flight simulation itself, the aircraft that's being simulated at the time. Right now it's a 767-400. This here, and then you get two views. You get an external view and an internal view. This is the internal view, which is the cockpit. And in the cockpit, you can look at things with the various cameras that are available. One is for a free camera that you can move around freely as you wish around the cockpit. You can see the entire view of the cockpit. Yeah, I guess it's like as if you were sitting in there. Now the cockpit, you can go through different views using predetermined views, like this one is, and right now it gave me a warning looking at my fuel. I have 59,000 pounds of fuel. Yeah, okay, well, we gotta check that out. The cockpit there. This here is the cockpit in general. You can zoom in and out to whatever visual you want to depict. Or you can use predetermined positions, camera positions. So I'll go through them. This here shows the glass that's in the cockpit. This is a glass cockpit, of course, modern. Boeing 767-400. This here instrumentation at the top here is the autopilot, where you control the autopilot. You go from the autopilot on and off button, turning on the flight data, flight director, I should say, the auto throttle, turning it on and off, controlling the speed itself of the aircraft, the LNAV, VNAV button, and flight level changes to your azimuth or heading. Autopilot disengage, setting the altitude and if you want to hold or not at a certain altitude. Vertical speed. You're making your approaches. You got the localizer and the approach, and so forth. And these are all the on and off buttons for the autopilot. Engine instrumentation, landing gear, and so forth. Let's go down to. This is where you monitor the performance of the engine itself. Your fuel, monitoring your fuel and seeing where you are. The FMS, which is the flight management system, where you input the navigation information in order to control the flight of the aircraft. The throttle and surface control, other surface control mechanisms, I guess I'll say.